For Jacob, the idea to become a sculptor was a result of the sheer fact of his ability to see the unlimited potential in designing sculptures from a variety of mediums, such as various types of metals, stones, and woods.
I was a Bedsole Scholar, and I was able to go to Spring Hill, and that gave me the opportunity to explore the art career that I kind of figured I already wanted to do anyway. And when I got there, I realized that they had a two-dimensional program, and I always felt really unsatisfied to a certain degree. It was a lot of fun, and I was exploring options and everything, but I really didn't know, what exactly I wanted to do. And then finally, in my sophomore year, the fall of my sophomore year, Casey came out as an adjunct and taught a stone sculpture class. And as soon as I got in there, I realized that's what I wanted to do. And so for about 2.5 years now, I've been pursuing my career as a sculptor. The 2.5 years before this were pretty much student work. Casey had to kind of leave the college, but I kind of followed him down here, and he gave me the space and the things that I needed, the instruction that I needed to really get started, feel confident about my work. And so after moving from stone, I moved more so to metal assemblages and found object, and then to more wood with a musical theme. And now I'm re-exploring stone. And, well, each one is going to bring its own specific properties to the work itself, and so it's really a challenge that I have to overcome something, realize what it is that the material holds, and then unlock it to make something that I feel is beautiful. I've got a lot of influence actually from Eastern philosophy. Besides an art major from Spring Hill, I'm a philosophy minor, and so when I got there, I realized that I really love philosophy as such, and so I really started getting into the Eastern thought, or Thomas Merton's readings and writings on the Eastern thought, and so I get a lot from them. I take a lot of names from the Japanese culture, and then my hero besides Casey is Isamu Noguchi, and he was the Japanese-American sculptor. He was a modernist, and so I draw a lot of influence from him. Besides that, I really start looking at shapes. Strong geometric is going to come out in my pieces. I could do more organic, but really the strong geometric, I always tend towards that. And so I figure if that's what I'm tending towards, then I'll do that, and I'll do it as best as possible. That first class that I took with Casey, I did 3 stone sculptures, and I got disenchanted with it because I was using hand tools and not the air-powered pneumatic tools. And so working day in and day out and seeing very little, I'm one for instant gratification, and so I really kind of got distraught. But as soon as I was able to step away from that class, set my own pace, and work with the medium that I wanted, which it started out as wood, I really realized that that's what I wanted to do. All of my two-dimensional work, even out at Spring Hill, had some three-dimensional quality to it. And so it just made me realize that if I can do partial 3 dimensions, I can do a total 3-dimensional piece, and it can work, and I can be happy. Well, right now I'm showing at Gallery 54. Besides that, it's whatever comes along. I'm in the Best of Mobile show. And then outside of that, I really haven't stepped out into the greater southeastern area. I would like to try to get a gallery in New Orleans, things like that, but I really haven't gone that far because I'm just enjoying being able to do what I want to do, when I want to do it, without any constraints upon my time. Like I said, I'm re-exploring stone, and so I'm going to take this limestone, which is, as far as I know, Indiana limestone. And so what I'm going to do is probably, like I usually do, try to get a flat side as such or as smooth as possible, and then start actually into the form, subtracting what I want. It'll probably end up being a bunch of triangles out of it because overall, out of the geometrics, in my opinion, there are circles, squares, and triangles. Triangles happen to be my favorite at this point in time. And so they usually are incorporated in all of my work overall. That or holes. I like, actually a 2 1/4 inch hole is one of my favorites, but that's kind of hard to get if you don't have a Forstner bit and you're not using wood. So in the limestone pieces, I've been sticking with about 1 inch. and that just brings in some light quality or some shadow quality that I can put in a face. And so depending on the way that the light hits it, you either you get the opposite of whatever it is. So, well, there's two different ways that people can get involved in sculpture. Number one, they can find an individual. For instance, I luckily had both scenes where I was able to get into college and start in college with an actual program that brought academics and art and everything together, but then also to find an individual such as Casey, who was able to take me under his protective wing and teach me really what I needed to know. So basically it boils down to an individual or a college setting.
When we come back, we'll tell you how your favorite artist can be on the show.
25 years, Page & Pellet has been the area's personal